an original slope. Then to find the parallel slope, it would be the same. We would keep it. Keep the same slope. If we have a perpendicular slope, we will flip change. So that's the opposite reciprocal. Here's the symbol for perpendicular. So our original slope is 4. So our parallel slope will also be 4. We're going to fill in this table. Our perpendicular, we're going to flip it and change the sign. So this is like 4 over 1. So we would do 1 over 4, flip it, and change the sign. So negative 1/4 would be a perpendicular slope. So original and parallel will be the same. So if I have a 3/4 that's parallel, it's going to be parallel to my original slope of 3/4. My perpendicular, I'm going to do flip change. So flip it, 4 over 3, and change the sign. So it's a negative 4 over 3. Original slope of negative 1/2, a parallel. We're going to keep it. So negative 1/2. Perpendicular, we do a flip change. So 2 over 1, and it'd be positive. We're going to reduce it though, so make sure you put just 2. If we have a perpendicular slope though, to get back to the original, we would flip and change it. So our original would be 3 over 2. So see how I flipped it and changed it to get back to my original? And then my parallel would be the same as my original, 3 over 2. So go ahead and fill in the rest of this table, and then we're going to check your answer. Okay, so let's go ahead and see how you did. So this would be like saying negative 7 over 1. So if I need to find my original, I'd flip it and change it. It'd be 1 over 7. So then the parallel would also be 1 over 7. 4/9 is my original. My parallel would also be 4/9. My perpendicular would be negative 9 over 4. Flip change. 3 is a parallel. The original would be the same. That's like saying 3 over 1. So my perpendicular would be a flip change, negative 1 over 3. 1/5, so to get to my original, a flip change, so it'd be negative 5 over 1, or just negative 5. Parallel would be the same, negative 5. My original is negative 3/8, so my parallel would be negative 3/8. My perpendicular would be a flip change, so 8 over 3, and it would be positive. So on your Delta Math assignment, it'll either ask for parallel or perpendicular. Make sure you write either keep or flip change on those so that you know what to do. All right, let's look at our notes today. We just have a lot of examples of where graphing and finding the slope of parallel and perpendicular lines. So we have a blank here that we need to fill in. It says a horizontal line is blank to a vertical line. That's going to be perpendicular. So we're going to use the symbol for perpendicular, which is that upside down T. A horizontal line is perpendicular to a vertical line. Think about a horizontal line, goes left and right. like hoy. A vertical line is like buck. If you were to cross them, it would make a T. So a horizontal line is perpendicular to a vertical line. Think about the original slope. That's the horizontal line, like of this one. The original slope is 0. This right here is 0. A parallel slope would be the same exact thing. So it'd be equals 0. But then think about a perpendicular line. So remember how I said horizontal and vertical are perpendicular to each other? Horizontal has a slope of 0. A vertical has a slope of, that middle letter is a U, which means it's undefined. So an undefined slope and a 0 slope are opposites of each other. Flip change. Next part says graph a line that is parallel to the given line in one color. So if you look through a box that's close by it, you can use a highlighter or you can use one of your own pens or marker or something. I'm going to do mine in pink. I'm going to do a parallel line in pink. So go ahead and grab another color. So a parallel line. So think about this line. Something that's parallel is going to have the exact same slope. Slope is 0. So it's also going to be a horizontal line. It can be anywhere on this grid. I'm going to put mine at y equals 2. These are parallel to each other. So two lines that are parallel to each other will look the exact same, have exact same steepness, or if they're 0, they'll both be 0. Graph a line that's perpendicular in another color. So perpendicular is going to be vertical. I'm going to put mine in purple. I'm going to put mine on 5. So I'll put mine on 5. It doesn't matter where you put it, just as long as you have a perpendicular line. That's all that matters. So this slope, just like your vertical line, will have an undefined slope. So vertical and horizontal are perpendicular to each other. This pink line that I have m equals 0, the equation to that line is y equals 2. That's the equation. The slope is 0, but the equation is y equals 2. Our original line is y equals 6. So these two look the same. They have the same slope. They just have a different y-intercept. My vertical line, the one that I did in purple, that is undefined slope. And if you think back to Bucks, the equation is written as x equals a number. Mine is at 5. The equation is x equals 5. See how these are opposites? X equals 5 is vertical, y equals 6 is horizontal. Put together on their graph, they're perpendicular to each other. Okay. You might have a question that asks about being parallel or perpendicular to the different axes. This is the y-axis. So see how this is, the y-axis is a vertical line? So it would be parallel to an undefined slope. A horizontal line would be parallel to the x-axis. Let's go ahead and look inside here. We're going to graph some lines. Graph a line that's perpendicular to the given lines. Determine the slope of the given line and the one you graphed in simplest form. So we're looking at perpendicular. Upside down T. And for perpendicular, the slopes, we flip change. So you first need to find out what is the slope, and then you flip and change it to find your perpendicular slope. So let's look at the slope. Find the slope of this, of a line that's already been graphed. You just do rise over run. So this is a review. You just need any 2 points to do slope. I'm just going to pick 2 random points that go exactly through, 2 perfect points, exactly through the crosshairs of a box. Whenever you do rise over run, you always want to run right. So I'm going to start at the left point, and this goes down 1, right 1. -1 over 1, which when you reduce that, it's just -1. So my original slope is -1. So for perpendicular, we're going to flip change. Well, -1 over 1, if we flip it, it'd be positive 1 over 1, or just 1. Sometimes it'll just ask, what is the slope? What's the perpendicular slope? And you're done. This one asks you to graph a line that's perpendicular to it. So you would just use any 2 points to make a perpendicular line. All I know is that my slope is 1 over 1. So I'm going to start, it doesn't matter where you start, I'm going to start at the origin. If I start at the origin to do my slope, I'd rise 1, right 1. And that'll form a line. Go ahead and keep on doing 1 over 1. Positive, and then go negative. All it asks is to draw a perpendicular line. It doesn't say that it has to have anything other than flip change on your slope. That's all you have to do. As long as you flipped and changed your slope, then you should have a perpendicular line whenever you graph that slope somewhere on there. So the way that these two intersect should form a 90-degree angle. And it does. Let's go to the other one. We're also doing a perpendicular line. So go ahead and find your slope first. Don't say it out loud, just find your slope. I use these 2 points, the ones that I kind of darken. Those are the perfect points. Count rise and then run right. How many does it rise? 1. How many does it run? Yep. So what's my original slope? 1 over 4. And it's positive, right? So don't forget to look back and make sure that you use the right sign. It's going uphill, it's positive. Perpendicular, we're going to flip change. -4 over 1, but that's just a -4. So we have the slopes. Now we need to graph a line that has a slope of -4. We can start anywhere on this graph. Where do you think we should start? that's not a perfect point. It's not a perfect point. Oh, we don't have to be on the line. Okay, okay. I was confused. So like on the x-axis or y-axis? Why don't we start on the y-axis at 8? So how can we find another point? Nope. We want the perpendicular one. Down 4. Can't do it. So what do we need to do? Up 4 and left 1, right? Up 4, left 1. Up 4, left 1. Up 4, left 1. Whenever you go up and left, it makes the line negative. Same as going down and right. So whenever I connect these dots, it should make a 90-degree angle. Each one of these little areas right here should look about the same. In the little box, it doesn't have to be up here. It can be right here, and it shows that it's right angle. Tilt it. Now it looks like a T or an X. The only thing that was important was finding the original slope. Since we're looking at perpendicular, we flip change, and then graphing a line that would have a slope of -4. All right, let's look at number 3. Which equation represents the line which is parallel to the line y equals 3 over 8x plus 7? So circle the word parallel. What does that mean about my slope? Same, yeah. So we're going to keep it. So keep. What is the slope of this line? Yeah, because this is in y equals mx plus b. 3 over 8 is my slope. I'm going to write m equals 3 over 8. And it's asking for parallel. So I'm going to do parallel symbol m equals 3 over 8 also. If it was perpendicular, I'd have to flip and change, but it's not. So I have answer choices. I have to pick the one that's parallel. So they have to have the same slope. So look at our answer choices. What makes this multi-step problem? What do we have to do? Solve for y? Yep. We can do any of them. We can do all of them. We just want to find the one that has the slope of 3 over 8. Let's do this first one. I'm going to rewrite it up here. How do we solve that? Subtract 8x. So 3y equals -8x minus 12. We don't combine them. And then what do we do? So what's the slope here? Yeah, y equals -8 over 3x minus 12 over 3. So this is my slope. Is that the correct slope? No, this one's wrong. The reason it's wrong is because we want the one that's parallel. What would this one be? Yeah, they're related. It's the flip change. So this would be the perpendicular one. But that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for parallel. All right, so let's go ahead and do the one right below it. We need to solve this one for y. What do we have to do? Move the x first. How do we do that? Plus 3x. Don't get lazy with these. You've got to solve them out. divided by 8. So y equals 3 over 8x plus 32 over 8. Isn't that what we're looking for? No. Yeah, this is right. It's the parallel one. That's it. You don't have to do the rest of them. If you didn't get it, or if you picked the wrong one and it tells you it's wrong, then you're going to have to go back and figure out what you did wrong and check the other ones. Look at number 4. Which equation represents a line parallel to x equals 0? So parallel means keep. What kind of slope has x equals 0? It doesn't even have y equals. Bucks. Remember Hoy bucks? If it's x equals, it's bucks. X equals 0. It's an undefined slope. So you want to find the one that's also undefined. What kind of line is this going to be? Undefined slope. We're looking for parallel, the vertical line. Out of these, which one is going to look the same? What do y'all think? A says y equals 5. What kind of slope is that? It's a 0 slope. This one, you'd have to move things around. That's going to have a slope because it has x and y. This one just has x equals a number. It's going to be bucks also. It's that one. So if it's parallel, it's going to be the exact same. If it was perpendicular, undefined and 0 would be ones that you're looking for perpendicular. But since this is parallel, you want the same. You want to keep it. Number 5, which equation represents a line that is perpendicular to 5x plus 4y equals 24? So perpendicular is a flip change. So we need to find the slope of this flip change. So we need to solve. Keep them separate. That's my slope, right? We want to flip change to find my perpendicular slope. So if I flip and change it, what's my new slope going to be? 4 over 5. Positive 4 over 5. So now look at your answer choices. Which one has a slope of 4 over 5? Yeah, that one right there. Flip change because it's perpendicular. So you got to pay attention. Is it asking for perpendicular or parallel? Say what? It's just asking for a perpendicular line. We don't even care about the number. We only care about slope. We don't care about anything else. Because it doesn't matter where the y-intercept is. You're just looking to see where they cross at a right angle. And these would. All right, so your assignment's on Delta Math. So you can go ahead and get started on that. Glue this in your journal on the next page.